Morning, everybody. Thanks for joining me as we take a look at your weekend forecast for December 1st through the 3rd. And we've got kind of an active weather weekend and not a great weekend for outdoor activities. But we may end with a little bit of snow, especially for ski areas on Sunday night. So there you go, big picture. First of all, we've got a lot of activity. We've got a low pressure system to our south and our west. That is heading up basically to our west. It's going to move a warm front through today, which is going to increase our temperatures after we increased our temperature some yesterday, which means any precipitation that falls this afternoon, and there will be some precipitation this afternoon, will be liquid in form. Then tomorrow, we're kind of in between systems. We'll have kind of some leftover drizzle behind the system, and then as we work towards Sunday and Sunday overnight, we have some follow-up energy that's going to start to redevelop, and then a coastal low that's going to try to develop, and the speed at which the coastal low develops versus the low that travels west of us will determine exactly how quickly, or if at all, we change to snow on Sunday night. So let's take a look at that radar. First, we're going to start in closer in on radar. You can see we've got a decent amount of rain headed in our direction. This is probably overdoing exactly how heavy this is. This won't be overly heavy, although this afternoon will be a steady burst with a few heavier bursts into the early part of the overnight tonight. And then anything for the rest of the weekend will be pretty drizzly till we get to Sunday afternoon, and that's when precipitation could get heavier. Again, Sunday overnight, it should be relatively heavy, either as rain or as some snow. Let's take a quick look at, then we're going to look at just kind of the progression of the storm. So here's our low pressure system here across basically the Mississippi River Valley, northern part of the Mississippi River. And you can see we've got this warm front that is headed in our direction, general direction. This is today, midday. As we head into tonight, the front has pushed north of us. Once the front pushes north, that cuts off the heaviest of the precipitation. You can see our low pressure system is moving kind of slow and to our west, well to our west. As we head into tomorrow midday, you can see the system starts to kind of translate well east of us. And then we start to see this secondary low pressure system develop. Now, what's going to happen here is the subtropical jet stream, which is very often very strong during an El Nino winter. So we're going to talk about this all winter long, which is basically a southern stream of the jet stream that tends to pull in Pacific moisture. And it tends to bring a lot of moisture to the southeastern United States, usually quite wet in the southeast on an El Nino winter. That is going to happen with this storm. Usually that pushes storms out to sea, which will tend to make us drier. But right now the pattern is such that this one is going to try to ride up the coast, partially because, as you're going to see in the next slide here, Saturday overnight, we have another low that's sort of pulling in behind this low, and this is this energy, which is more in the kind of upper level northern stream energy, is going to kind of head to our west. And the question really becomes, are these two going to phase? At some point, they will eventually merge into one when they get north and east of us. The question is, do they start to really, does the upper level energy start to transfer more quickly to this low pressure system earlier or later? And the speed at which that happens and the speed at which that allows the column above us of air to cool enough so that we can become snow instead of rain will determine if Sunday is just that we have a little bit of a crusty coating when we wake up on Monday, or if some of the higher elevations have enough snow to plow. And that is definitely possible. I would think right now, mostly above 1,500 feet. That's likely, maybe above 1,000 feet. Have to be a little bit worried. It's a little too early to tell, and the models are pretty divergent on that. The Canadian model gives us basically all rain. The American model gives us just a crusty little bit at the end, and the European model gives us a pretty good dumping of snow. I think we're likely to fall in more of that crusty end of the storm kind of system. Often it takes longer than you'd think, than the models think, for rain to change to snow when things start as snow. But we'll have to keep an eye on it, because this is definitely a tough setup. And even we're relatively close, but even this many days out, it's not going to be real easy to tell. All right, here's the setup as we head into Sunday midday. Here's where the problem starts to head. Sunday midday, the front is south of us, and so we'll be warm on Sunday. So during the day Sunday, it's definitely all rain, and could be moderate to heavier rain in the afternoon on Sunday. Nothing overly heavy, but definitely some heavier rain around. And then the question is, as a redeveloping low, where exactly does that happen, and how quickly? And so just to kind of give you an idea of what that will look like by Sunday overnight, yeah, here's our system. We've got this low to our west. which is kind of the upper level northern stream energy, this low, which started as the subtropical energy, they're starting to combine. Again, how quickly this happens will determine how much snow, if any, that we get on Sunday night. We will have precipitation around either way. It'll either be in the form of a liquid precipitation or a mix of rain and snow that goes to snow. So let's take a look at what that means in terms of the overall forecast. Friday afternoon today, that is. Temperatures up in the low to mid 40s with afternoon rain. Overnight, we stay above freezing, a little bit of light rain. That'll be more steadier rain early than light rain and drizzle later on. Tomorrow's really light rain, more like drizzle and some showers. Could be a little bit of steady rain here and there. Not a pleasant day to be outside, but not a total washout either. Not a lot of actual amount of rain tomorrow. Overnight, we do just cloud. We get a break in the precipitation overnight Saturday night into Sunday morning. Sunday, this is mostly afternoon rain, as temperatures will be in the low 40s, and then we transition to a chance of that wintry precipitation as temperatures fall back into the 30s as the coastal low starts to take over. In terms of those overall weekend highlights, soggy weather this weekend, rain, raw with rain today, especially in the afternoon. Saturday and Sunday feature light rain and drizzle, maybe steadier rain on Sunday afternoon, temperatures in the low 40s. Probably only about a half an inch to maybe as much as an inch of rain this weekend, so not super, no huge amount of rain that we have to worry about in terms of like ponding on the roads or anything like that, really, but enough that it's going to be soggy most of the time. And then it's this question about rain may mix with snow at higher elevations Sunday night, with accumulations possible. I'm going to have to come back with a forecast when I get a little bit closer. Probably tomorrow evening I'll have a forecast for you that talks about the details of Sunday, because really so far we're just, the models are not clarified what's going to happen yet. It's a little too early to tell with all this clutter coming before what exactly is going to happen, and so I want to just kind of give you opportunity to see that. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel before, I would encourage you to do so. Helps make sure you don't miss any of my videos. And these are my patrons. They help support what I do here at the West Weather Forever Guy. I really appreciate their help. And if you're interested in what becoming a patron can mean, you can check in the description below, and it gives you details on what you can get as a patron and how you can sign up for that. And yeah, thanks for joining me. I will be back tomorrow evening with a look at just the Sunday night, are we going to get snow situation, and then I'll be back on Monday morning with a look at your forecast. I will definitely have the details on Sunday night. It could be, if it does change earlier, it could be enough of an impact that we really need to pay attention to it. All right, thanks. I'll be back tomorrow evening.